The tree beast walked until morning, with I held captive in his rib cage, and he wouldn't say a word. So I had time to reflect on my purpose, something I definitely needed to do. What if I was taken away from Wordhaven forever, or even lost my life? Perhaps at the next available opportunity, if I even got one at all, I should just return to my cottage and forget the whole thing. Wordhaven might be more quiet, more boring, but at least there I wouldn't have to deal with gablins, tweetsies, word wraiths, tree beasts, and other unknown perils that lay in wait around every bend. Alas, an existence safe inside the known could never have been the existence for me. That is also true. Already in these first few days of travel, I'd encountered so many wondrous phenomena that heretofore I'd only heard or dreamed about. I wanted to see more. A simple fact was ever present. I just couldn't resist studying and taking notes on the world around. I had always been that way. Maybe it was right for me to follow the dreamful yearnings of my heart a smidge more than the practical instincts of my head. Wouldn't you? Lost in reverie, I revisited the watchwords of my school days. Master your language and your life. And suddenly, my optimism rose like a phoenix from the ashes of doubt. Yes, master your language and your life. The solemn directive my teachers repeated over and over again. That is what I must do. However hard it will be, however long it will take, I shall traverse the entirety of language land, from the fathomless valleys to the heaven-scraping mountains, to the cliffs, to the islands, and the surrounding seas. I would learn and record the details of all the peoples and creatures, their languages, and their special powers, and use them to augment my own. By aspiring to the truth of that maxim, I could be of the highest possible service to others, and even to future generations. Ironically, though captured in the prison of this tree beast, I felt liberated, on the cusp of the most amazing adventure I could possibly undertake. This is where I was meant to be, and what I was meant to do. If not this, then what? My mental wanderings were still in midstream when the branches and twiglets of the tree beast's chest began to separate, and that claw plucked me out. As I was swiftly lowered to the ground, I had the sensation of being weightless for just a moment, and my stomach churned. The tree beast released me over top a knoll of thick, soft grass, and I plopped down. Now really, I griped, how much must a man endure? I stood up and commenced brushing off my clothes. When I raised my head to take in the scene, I was startled. There was another of the tree folk before me now. It was just a bit taller than me, and much more human-looking than the tree beast. It carried a flute and a satchel. "Hello, Master Metamet," it said cheerfully. "I'm Wrinkleroot,